Hi, and welcome back to KatzAbosh's Executive Insight Series. I'm James Eaton, and this is Matt Smiler. Matt, people starting out in their careers have many things to think about, not the least of which is the types of insurance products offered by employers. What sorts of things should young professionals be considering early in their careers?
Thanks, James. Selecting insurance coverage is a very personal thing for most people, and each type of insurance is different. Some common types of employer-provided insurance coverages are health insurance, life insurance, and disability insurance.
Right. Let's think about health insurance for a moment. Younger folks are generally quite healthy, and therefore they sometimes simply decide to take the cheapest coverage offered by their employer. This may or may not be the best choice. When it comes to health insurance, cheaper premiums generally mean more out-of-pocket expenses, fewer healthcare options, and/or lesser levels of care. Put another way, selecting the health insurance option that leaves more money in your paycheck may end up costing you a lot if you get sick or hurt. A young professional should consider the level of health care they are likely to need in the short to intermediate future when determining the best coverage option for themselves. For instance, it's possible that someone is very active and very fit. That person might decide that they don't need to use much health care and they would take the cheapest insurance coverage available. However, is it possible that the same activities that keep this person fit and healthy, for instance, adventure sports, rock climbing, trail running, even hiking, could actually cause injuries or sickness that end up requiring expensive medical care or procedures? If a young professional has low quality health insurance, such issues could be very costly over time.
Another thing to consider is how soon you might start a family. The cost of having a baby can be significant, and having health insurance coverage with a lower monthly premium might end up costing a lot more out-of-pocket expense throughout the course of the pregnancy. Note, if a person might be more interested in adopting rather than having children, they might consider the type of adoption support services offered when comparing job offers or prospective employers. Also, folks who take prescription drugs on a regular basis or who have ongoing medical treatments might need to consider copays and drugs covered by each plan's prescription drug coverage. You would generally want to determine if your exact drug is covered by the specific prescription drug plan or if a generic option will work for you. It would be very important to talk to your doctor about these specific and very personal details.
When it comes to life insurance, it's not uncommon for employers to offer something called group term life coverage. This is a type of life insurance that covers employees while they're employed by the company. It's important to understand that generally you cannot take this coverage with you if you change jobs or leave your employer. For young folks, this is often the only life insurance coverage they have. The coverage generally comes in an amount as a multiple of salary, like 1 times or 2 times salary. From a tax perspective, up to $50,000 of life insurance can be provided to you by your employer without tax consequences. Any benefit above that $50,000 threshold will result in a small amount of tax cost, generally a few cents per $1,000 of coverage. It is important to review life insurance coverage when life-changing events occur. These types of events might include marriage or divorce, birth of a child, or death of a family member. Assuming that employer-provided insurance will be enough to support your family if you were gone may not be a good assumption.
The last broad category of employer-provided insurance coverage to consider is disability coverage. Disability coverage pays if you become sick, are injured, or otherwise become disabled and not able to continue doing your job. Some employers offer 2 types of disability coverage, short-term and long-term. Generally, we recommend that you elect to have your disability premiums included in taxable wages. This means that you will be taxed on the value of the premiums the employer pays for your coverage. Why, you ask? The reason we make this recommendation is that the premiums are included in your taxable income. Then the payments are tax-free. Conversely, if you allow the employer to deduct the premiums from taxable wages, then any benefit you receive will be included in taxable income. Since disability coverage often provides a certain percentage of your salary, for instance 75%, most people feel that they'd rather have as much money in their pockets as possible if they were to be out of work rather than simply saving a few dollars in their weekly paycheck. Disability coverage is tremendously important in fields like medicine, where young folks spend years, even decades, getting their education and can be saddled by student loans when they begin their working careers. Some of these career paths, like surgeons, require specific physical activities to do their job. A fellow coming out of school at 35 to be a neurosurgeon or even a young dentist cannot afford to be out of work because she broke her wrist falling off a bike. In a case like this, the appropriate disability coverage would allow such person to continue their lives without being bankrupt by 6 figures worth of student loans.
Thanks again for joining us. The right insurance coverage is likely to be different for each person. Please contact your KatzAbosh professional for more information.